Walking Dead with Joel and Jeremy. My name's Joel.
I'm Jeremy. You can. We are brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You can check out all of our social media sites at thishishowtowatchtv.com and email us at twdwithjoelandjeremy@gmail.com.
That is all accurate information. Also, if you'd like to become a patron, you could go to patreon.com/jandjack or jandjack.com and click on the Become a Patron link. Check out the different levels there for support. Amazon affiliate link, jandjack.com/Amazon. If you want to check out the other shows on the Jay and Jack Network, you can go to jandjack.com/iTunes. So we are here to discuss The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 6. I didn't bother to look up the name of it. Shit. Let's see what's the name of the episode here.
Episode 6.
Episode 6, The King, the Widow, and Rick.
Rick the Prick.
Right, that was interesting.
Rick
Widow
the Prick.
And Rick.
The King, the Widow, and Rick.
I mean, I can see why. I don't know. What are people finding? What do people know of Rick?
You
Only
mean like
what
people
they've heard.
outside of the group?
Outside of the people that know Rick's a good dude. You know what I mean? Like who... What do they...
Well, whatever information and propaganda that Negan has fed them.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Negan's made him look like a murderer and a...
How, though? He made him look like a bitch. Like, he emasculated Rick in front of everybody, and...
Yeah, but then didn't kill him. And look what's happening now. People are starting to doubt the whole Negan.
You think they're
thing.
starting to doubt the whole Negan thing rather than they're just hating Rick for going against what they consider to be their thing? You know, like they've chosen sides here. I don't know.
It's so weird that it could be like that, ain't
From
it?
the other side, it's like, you're fucking up everything, dude. Just like, in the same way that Negan fucked up everything for them.
There's there's got to be some people, though, that Negan wronged along the way.
I mean, Rick, our group. In the same way that Negan fucked up all of Rick and everybody else's lives, Rick could be doing that to Negan's crew.
Yeah,
you know,
some of
the
people
underlings there might be thinking that he's coming in like a Negan and fucking everything up for them. You know what I mean? Just in a slightly different way.
See, it's all a matter of perspective.
Right.
Our perspective is mostly Rick. So
that would be interesting to get like a on the floor first person, you know what I mean? Like a random person story. Like we follow a random person in the compound.
It would feel like we were under a fucking attack.
Yeah,
it would feel like somebody was
sanctuary.
trying to end our way of life at that point at the sanctuary. Yeah, I mean, I get the perspective, and Negan's been able to play that
to make it Rick the Prick. I mean, he is killing people, but
I mean, without hesitation, like taking out compounds, like this is war.
Yeah,
and that's the excuse everybody's using, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is war.
Yep. So, I don't know. This one starts with everybody passing around notes with the efficiency of email in Game of Thrones Season 7.
Right. Do they have ravens? Is that what's going on there?
Yes, they have ravens. But they all were getting notes, and everybody was reading them, and that was a bit confusing in terms of when things were happening. Was it all going simultaneously?
I mean, that's kind of what I was like. Do they have the Pony Express? Like, what is happening? Like, how did they get these notes? Who brought them the notes? Right? Like,
right. Somebody probably went and dropped the same notes everywhere. I don't know. But
you think it's like a Dropbox thing?
Yeah.
Well, they got to be all in the same area, so I guess they could be, circling around.
Yeah.
Like, Rick's going back to the garbage pail kids.
I feel like it's all of this is still part of his plan for the most part, other than the prisoners. Everything else is still what he had set up.
What do you think Rick would do with the prisoners?
I don't know.
Think they'd already be dead?
Possibly. I think it's probable that Rick wouldn't be the good guy and just like, yeah, you can. Do you think he's going to give the Daenerys speech? The bend the knee kind of thing? And give them an option?
Okay, that's it. That's the only way to handle that situation.
Right. Yeah, you're either in or you're dead.
You're in, or we're gonna fucking kill you right now.
Like,
Right now.
That's it.
Like, we built you a pen, to give us some time to decide what to do with you.
Right.
Now here's the deal.
I bought into Dwight being made into a sympathetic character, but if they try to turn snarky long hair in
No
the fun
fucking way,
into
man.
somebody sympathetic.
No, if they
Do that, the show's amazing. If they pull that off and make me not hate that fucker, every time he goes to talk, I just hate his face.
It's supposed to be like that. But he was supposed to be like that with Dwight.
Right, but I just had a feeling, man.
You were right away about that.
They were gonna twist that shit around on us and make him somebody that we were like, oh, poor guy.
I'm still not so much like,
I know,
you know.
but he's trying now, and that makes it even more sympathetic. He's
That's all right, though,
helping,
because what's her name?
he's gonna be fucked
Daryl.
soon.
Fucking Tara. That's her name?
Yeah, Tara and Daryl.
Terrell.
Terrell. There you go. That's good. So, the garbage people opened the door to a shipping container reminiscent of late seasons of Dexter or early Dexter. I'm pretty sure that was the original. Anyway.
It looked like big-ass bullet holes in the side of that thing.
You think those were bullet holes or like
Are they
glory
pierced through?
holes? I mean... They're garbage
Glory
people. They're not
holes
idiots.
for rhinos? What are you fucking talking about?
For rhinos?
Like, those holes were huge.
No, his eyeball was looking out
it
at like
wasn't.
that.
His whole face. It was the whole side of his face was looking out. It wasn't just his eyeball that. It was a big ass hole, like that one of those 50 calibers could make in the side of a building. That was not a little tiny hole he was peeking out of like that.
Okay, let's check
It was
this shit out.
It was a horse glory hole.
A horse glory hole. It's literally the last scene, so we should be able to find that pretty easily. Look at that. That's his eye.
That's a big ass bullet hole.
You think so? I mean, look at the way the other one's carved.
Bullet hole, but the glory hole is not a feasible thing here.
Oh,
Like,
no,
what else
I
could
was
it be?
kidding
I know
there.
you were, but what else could it be? That's a big ass bullet hole.
Does that one really look like a bullet hole so much? Or isn't that kind of like it was stabbed and then bent all four sides?
Who could do that?
The garbage people. Maybe they did it for air, just to make it so that that's their jails. Go on.
With what?
I don't know.
No, could you do that?
Well, I mean, I'm not
With
a
your own
garbage
strength?
person.
I don't fucking think so. You just pick up something and pierce the side of a fucking shipping container? No fucking way.
But I mean,
I don't know. I guess you were right.
I mean, they're not massive, but still, yeah. I was just thinking, what kind of gun could shoot that big of a hole? Was all I was thinking.
The big ass gun that you used to mow everybody the fuck down.
The 50 calibers,
Yeah,
but this is in the junkyard, so to speak.
They exist. Okay, bullet holes aside, like looking at that again with the different shaped holes, it looks more like maybe they did poke it with something.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, good luck stabbing through the side of a garbage can. What the fuck?
Forklift, maybe? Something like that. They drove through it.
Right.
It had to be something like that. There's no way somebody's just like, that's not a thing.
They got the spiky dude to ram his head into it a few times.
Still not a thing. He could ram all he wants. He's not poking a hole inside the shipping container.
A hole there. So, we go to the opening credits, and as they whip open the door, there was nothing in there. So, I mean, there was nothing that we saw anyway. It was literally just foreshadowing Rick going into it at the end. The garbage people opening the door and then it going into the opening credits, you know.
They were just throwing him into their little prison or whatever.
But it wasn't even, he wasn't there yet. Like, they literally just were walking around before Rick was there and opened the door and it swung open and then boom, opening credits. Like, it was meant to be all...
It was just a cool shot.
Yeah, it was really fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't think it was meant to see, like...
No. Yeah, maybe not. So...
For a split second, I thought, it was like, what are they doing, making more spiky heads? What do they call that thing? Frank? Something like that?
I can't
Gus?
remember.
What was his name? Something weird like that. They named the...
I really don't remember.
The spiky head demon thing or whatever it was.
So what do you think about the Jesus kind of being soft on the prisoners and feeding them and...
Dude, that's a tough moral thing, and it's not a new conundrum. Like, it's like, this is like the prisoner of war kind of situation. Like, it's what do you do with them? You like under the rules of war, if there is any.
Yeah.
Which there kind of are. Like if you're at war,
Well, and what would you consider the rules of this war?
See,
no
that's what.
kids?
I understand. Like
Kids have been killed.
This is a different world. Not like there's a Geneva Convention or anything like that.
No, yeah, it's not like now.
Like, but
per
like
se,
even in regular, like old time, like way back in the day, medieval warfare and wars, there was certain things you just didn't do.
Like
like
just an unwritten
rules.
Code.
Yeah, like you just don't do. And I don't really know what I was getting at there. What my whole point was. What were we discussing right before that?
I mean, just them, what they should do with the prisoners.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. It's so Jesus is trying to do the right thing, what he believes to be the right thing, which makes sense. Any compassionate human
Jesus,
being,
yeah.
But that aside, anybody with any kind of compassion would not want to murder an entire group of people, even though that group of people.
Do you think Maggie doesn't have compassion
would murder
then?
you?
Because I mean,
she's trying to be. I think she's trying to. She does have compassion.
Well, yeah, because she ends up not killing him.
She's still grieving a little bit for Glenn, so she revenge is on her mind. But she knows Jesus is kind of right. Like we have these people surrendered. If you say I surrender, like that's one of the rules. The white flag, I surrender.
Gotcha.
You shouldn't shoot me in the face because I surrendered. Like that's like they surrendered. So
that should be on the list of.
That's if they're unwritten rules, there should be no list.
There's no list on the imagined list.
The imagined list. You know what I mean, though. They surrendered.
So they have to bring him in.
But these people have done. It seems like every time one of them gets cornered, they have like a sob story ready to go. Like I think that's one of the training, like in the Negan playbook. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're cornered, like make up a sob story. You're not a soldier. You're a fence builder.
Right.
You know you know what I'm saying? Like
but
I don't.
That guy by the end ended up seemingly being on the side of let's play the game.
Almost.
By stopping douchey
like the one
guy.
dude that Jesus ran into in the building with him and Tara. He played the whole sob story. He pissed himself.
Right.
On purpose. He's like, you know how long it takes to piss yourself?
Yeah.
Like, and then like, you know, so it's hard to believe any of these people.
Okay, fair enough.
So what do you do with them? And it is a dangerous proposition letting them inside the walls. You know, if they get loose out of this barbed wire prison, which is, I mean, like, let's be realistic here. Like, it's just barbed wire. Like, it's not electrified. People can figure out a way around this shit. Like, you can take your fucking shoe and kick the shit off the side. You know what I mean? Like,
well, but there's people there with guns standing
Agreed.
outside it, so they'd have to all do it simultaneously and not get shot.
Yeah, see that all depends on human error too, though. Like somebody's gonna fucking fall asleep.
Well, I mean, that guy probably could have done something in there had he not gotten had the thing knocked out of his hand, or got pistol whipped by Maggie right before he grabbed that other chick's gun.
Right. So that dude, like, so are we seeing maybe some of the people that could turn to the good side,
right.
The good side, whatever you want to call it, our side, Rick's side?
Yeah, to be a Alexandrian or whatever. I mean, that's lame, and it's almost weird hearing Rick talk about those communities specifically. He's like the kingdom, the hilltop, and Alexandria, blah blah blah. He's got to realize that that's such a small area that they've covered.
There's got to be more.
There's got to be hundreds of other groups.
I'm on your side with this. Like, I'm almost hoping that we get
a bigger picture,
a world buster. You know, like the pull out to the Dharma village kind of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where we see. This is just right. And, like, who knows, like, the rest of the communities around them could all just be getting along. It's all peaceful.
Yeah, it's
like,
all good.
Just like everybody's good. Like,
they put a big fence around them.
You guys are just fucking fighting and killing each other? Right. We've been out here, like, just farming and, like, we've cleared out the zombies. We're good out here. Like,
yeah, no, we figured out that all you had to do was...
We just kept dumping the guns over the fence and just let you guys kill each other. Psychopaths. That'd be like the world. Like it's like the 1950s and shit. Like everybody's wearing white skirts and all happy and fucking building new communities.
It's black and white.
It's black and white.
So at the Hilltop, Gregory's acting like it's so hard to be the leader and says it's okay to follow her gut on the Jesus issue.
Assuming he thinks he know what her gut is saying.
Right.
Right. That guy's an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, the guy who seems to be fucking with Jesus's head stops the smartass from using the rock. Aaron keeps... Oh, wait, no, wait a minute. Where did I fucking skip the part where... Oh, yeah, Maggie says to bring him inside. This is what I was getting to. Gregory says they can't let people they don't trust run around inside the walls, and then they put him in the cage.
Right.
Like, yeah, you fucking idiot.
Obviously.
How did you not see that coming?
And then he cries like a little bitch.
Oh, my God, he was such a little
pathetic.
bitch.
It was pathetic.
So, I mean, that's basically the end of that story, other than him stopping the guy with the rock. And, well, Aaron keeps forgetting that Eric is gone. Maggie sympathizes, says it doesn't really get any easier. She's holding Gracie. And Jesus thanks Maggie for doing the right thing. And she's like, look, man, they might be useful for bargaining. If they're not, they gonna die.
Right.
Like,
so she wasn't even entertaining the fact of absorbing them into the community.
No, I don't think so.
She's like, we could use them as a bargaining chip. Okay.
Yeah, like they can trade for our people, maybe. That
if
might
there's
get
any
captured.
prisoners,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Aaron wants to make sure they win, and Enid wants to go too.
So do we hate Eugene now?
Do we hate him? No. I mean, I only don't hate him because of the guy performing him or playing him, because he does such a good job delivering those lines in such a douchebaggy manner that he sounds like such a robot.
But he's got like Asperger's or something, right?
Well, I mean, maybe the character does.
Obvious. That's what I meant. I didn't mean the actor. Didn't he say that he had it, or that he was on the spectrum or something like that at one point?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
I'm pretty sure that Eugene has said that at one point.
Oh, that sounds like something he'd say.
Or had Asperger's.
Okay,
those are two different things, but.
Right.
It's the behavioral things are
right.
similar,
Like
right?
Sawyer's autistic. I don't think he has Asperger's. We've never had any diagnoses in that regard, but he's on the spectrum of autism.
Right.
So Sawyer, my son, not Sawyer from Lost. That would have been weird.
Right. See, now you look all short and you're slouching.
Well, I'm trying
to sit up straight.
I was slouching.
You yelled at me for slouching, and look short.
Fair enough.
I'm taller than you, and you're all short.
Okay, so then I'm going to go back to Jerry. He's acting like Ezekiel's still king, standing outside.
Standing up front. He's got a brand new battle axe.
He does.
The Axe Man.
Let's see.
The Axe Man cometh.
At the Garbage Pail Kids, Rick is here for another deal.
That's not like our thing. Like everybody's calling them that, right? It was just.
I don't think so. I think just like junkyard people, or I genuinely don't know what they're calling them.
Like the Garbage Pail Kids was like the first thing that came to mind.
The communities that exist around The Walking Dead online are garbage. Like they're cancerous. People are fucking assholes in it, and they spoil shit all the time. It's not a healthy.
Fun.
There's no healthy discussion. Everybody's bitching about the show. And
that's
it's not. That's why there are elements, and I'm not going to not call them out. But at the same time, I enjoy this show very much.
There's a lot of that. Just to go on the same. There's a lot of that going on with the community of the game that I play.
Yeah,
Destiny. There's just like people bitching, but not offering like any. Like I know they don't work for the company, but it's not constructive criticism. Right. You're right. It's not. Oh, this fucking sucks. That's it. Like you're like.
Yeah, why? How?
Here, like I don't like this because this is why. Like that's what I want to read. Like I don't want to just read this sucks. This sucks. Oh yeah, this sucks. Oh, I hate this.
Well, I mean, it's just
and you know what? Though,
The Walking Dead one's just nitpick, dude.
And it's kind of like I'm looking at like. Wow, I'm still really
about that driving scene.
I'm still really enjoying the game. Like I'm like Destiny. I'm still like again we're enjoying The Walking Dead, but see, I don't know. That's part of the reason. Like I don't. It is cancerous and it's depressing to read sometimes. That's why I don't.
I just wanted to. I like the Lost ones, because you could always Game of Thrones, even to a degree, you can go there and for the most part not get spoiled on stuff, because Walking Dead and Game of Thrones obviously had stuff at some point that was ahead of where they're at. Game of Thrones doesn't anymore, but like they're just shitty about spoiling stuff, and
you know
I don't know.
you know what one of the best ones was, and who he had one of the most like interactive. Like it wasn't even a community; it was like 3 or 4 people that we were talking back for. It was for Sense8.
Yeah,
We had like a lot of feedback, a lot of talking to other people about that show,
Yeah.
and it was like.
well, that was. I mean, yeah, that one was good. We just kind of. I never watched
You
any
know,
more than we
a
podcasted.
porn company offered to pick up that show.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if it ever went through or anything like
didn't.
that. They
I don't
did.
think
They
so.
didn't. But because it was like a dumb name, like it was like porn hamster or some stupid shit like that. It was really
Porn
like,
hamster?
It was a.
Oh, hashtag porn hamster.
I don't know what it was. I swear it had something to do with a hamster though.
Okay. Let's see.
But it was like, yeah, that's not a good name. Like I just wouldn't. I think of that song, the Eminem song.
Wait, who are we talking? What name?
Porn hamster, like
yeah.
whatever the name was. It was dumb. It was like a dumb name, like Triple X hamster. It was stupid. It was like a stupid name for like if it was Pornhub, okay, yeah, but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
So Rick shows up at the Garbage Pail Kids to make another deal. He's like, I would have still been mad if you shot me. You just grazed me. Like trying to be all tough about it. She's like, I shot you. Like I totally shot you. He's like, yeah, no, you just grazed me. I'd so be pissed right now. Macho walk,
Well, that's his.
I know. Why do they talk like they don't know fucking words? It annoys me so much.
It is difficult. Like we had this discussion while we were watching it. Like, it is difficult to believe that these people could just like come up with their own weird dialect.
No, it's
in
talk
like a couple
caveman.
of years.
We talk cave person. Like fucking just slow and without word or without all the extra words. It's
right.
we have to.
Right.
Okay, so.
But you still understand,
I just
right?
figured out how they get there. I just logically figured out how it would evolve to that in only 2 years.
Okay.
Speak only what you must.
Because of the noise.
Because of the noise.
I mean, dude, like it's
makes sense,
it's
doesn't
efficient.
it? God, that's annoying
Like,
that I just figured that out in my
we
head.
were sitting
Fuck.
there like watching the scene, and it's not like we were like, "What is she fucking talking about?" Like, you get it.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that's why.
So, like, if you're a normal person and you come along this community and they like absorb you into it, like, do you have to learn this weird like dialect, or is it just like you just kind of do it?
Yes. I don't know. I was trying to use minimal words.
It is.
Yes. I was just trying to use the least amount of words to answer your question. Well, she ends up saying that he shows them pictures of the Saviors being defeated, blah, blah, blah.
Dude,
do you
like
want,
he's
do you want the
holding
deal?
up Polaroids. Like, oh, look! And nobody in the background's like, hey, can I see that?
Nobody
Like,
even cares, really, though.
Yeah, really.
You'd think people would want to see it, for one thing, but also nobody seemed to give half a shit that he was parading around with pictures of Negan in a compromised position. She just denied him, and he got thrown in the thing. I mean...
It's still just a power play. It's a weird... She's going to make the deal.
You think so? I mean, he's not going to die there.
Well, obviously.
I mean, that would be
Plot
ridiculous. Yes, he has a bit of plot armor, even though he's naked in the container now, sweating.
Well,
He's
I think he's only naked.
He's
because
glistening in
sweating.
the 2 holes of the container.
The glory holes.
The glory holes of sunlight coming through.
Glory holes of sunlight. So we've had a Pornhub mention and glory holes of sunlight. Welcome to our podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Michonne and Rosita, they're both healing, but also not following the plan. And they're going out because they need to see the sanctuary, is what they both settle on. And they go to that place where they
Always
find a
follow the
warehouse.
plan, man.
Right.
That's how shit fucks up. You don't follow the plan.
Right. That's
God
why.
damn it.
That's what plans are for.
That's why it's a plan.
That's why it's a plan.
For fuck's sake.
Get all Seinfeld on it. You have a plan, so you follow the plan. Who told you to put the bomb on? I didn't tell you to put the bomb on. Who told you to put the bomb on? Ridiculous.
Have you caught up on Curb, by the way? It's good
Yes,
stuff.
I
You gotta watch
did.
it. Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen the last
I gotta
episode
watch
all
the
the
last
way,
one.
but
Yeah.
it was pretty good from when
Yeah.
I started. Let's see, Dara and Daryl, Dara, it's just Daryl and Terrell. God, it's fucking hard to say.
It's Terrell.
It's Terrell, yeah,
Terrell.
She
It's like a
sees-
pterodactyl.
She says he was
No, that
right
was a
to
dad
not
joke.
kill
I'm sorry, I
Dwight.
shouldn't have done that.
What?
That was a dad joke. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Oh God. So she says Daryl was right to not kill Dwight. She wants to kill him herself, though. And he's like, maybe both of us can.
We stab him together in the face.
Yeah, dual killing.
Dual killing. We both shoot him at the same time.
Let's see. Michonne wanted to be with them during the
battle. And they're doing this regardless.
What?
Of Dwight. Whether he's the good guy or bad guy.
Right, yeah. It's just going to happen.
I say good guy or bad guy because that's...
sympathetic or not sympathetic.
Right.
That's an easier way to put it. So
well,
that
not necessarily easier.
Well, no, not words, but yeah, not wording wise, but clearer.
Right. Because I wouldn't call Rick a good guy. He's just our character.
He's the protagonist of the show.
Right.
You know,
right.
he is the
he's the protector, the guy who's he's just surviving.
Yeah. Michonne's bitching about wanting to have been there with them in this battle, and says it's been a day and a half, so that's it.
Since the whole thing started,
since they went to the sanctuary. I always forget the name of that place. I don't know why. I just can never remember it. She needs to see it before she can go back home. And they hear something, and they go find the building with the.
They hear like music.
Yeah, like opera singing or whatever. Carl kills a walker the guy kills a walker. Sadiq kills a walker in the woods, and he explains. Carl
he set
comes
up a track for it.
Yeah.
So you trust this guy? I'm just jumping right in. Do you trust him? I didn't at first, but
really?
Listen, if you're I don't know, man. He could still be a spy, a Negan.
He could be, but do you really think Carl's gonna go?
Get killed?
Yeah, he's out there in such a vulnerable position.
That's what I meant. There was I was getting to that. The next scene, after they had their little interaction, he gives them the food and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The next scene is them walking together, and Carl's just walking in front of him.
Right, he could kill you.
Right, he could just stab you in the neck, done. Right. You wouldn't even see it coming. But I guess if that's the opportunity, then yeah, he gets to kill him and steal his whatever stuff that Carl has on him.
But I think that's why
would there need to be a spy in Alexandria? I guess Negan knows the layout.
Yeah, I think we're
beyond the point.
Spies.
Yeah, it's beyond the point of subterfuge at this point. It's kill or be killed.
I like that.
Beyond the point of subterfuge.
Yeah, that's my indie band name.
Yeah, new band name. I call it.
Yeah, Beyond the Point of Subterfuge.
Beyond the point of subterfuge.
How about just subterfuge?
How about just
Fleetwood Mac?
Fleetwood Mac Sex Pants, new band name I call it.
So he asked him the questions: how many walkers? 237, give or take. How many people won? Why the dead tried to kill him, but they didn't. And his mom thought that killing the walkers would free their souls.
Which is an interesting take. See, at this point, man.
And Carl said,
I guess faith is whatever. Might be one of the last things that you could hang on to in a world like this. But don't you lose all belief in any kind of deity if some shit like this goes down?
Okay, here's the only thing that I have to say about that. The only.
Still coming. There we go. Now that your beer has ejaculated.
Okay, so the only thing I was thinking about that is that my hand is wet. I know that wasn't
because your beer ejaculated.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
What
is going on? That was the strangest beer opening I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was weird.
It wasn't even. It was sitting there for the longest time. How did it get?
Right, it didn't. The other one sort of did it too.
Okay.
I don't know. They may have been over cold upstairs in the freezer or in the thing. I don't know.
Got it. Okay.
Anyway,
good radio.
I forgot what we were talking about. Completely. Not a single clue what we were just talking about there. We were talking about whether he trusts the guy.
Beyond the point of subterfuge.
Beyond the point of subterfuge. How many people he killed. Yeah, I've lost it. 100%.
Me too. Moving on.
Anyway, yeah, the boy in the woods fighting the walkers. Carol chastises him.
Oh, about the deity is what we were talking about. You said you had one thing to say about believing in a
whether
deity.
there's a deity or not, and
Whether
whether you
whether
believe.
there's a deity. I'm saying whether or not people would believe in something
Right.
like that at this point.
The thing that might lead you to believe in it is the fact that the dead is being reanimated. That seems a bit supernatural in its very existence, which might lead you to believe that something like that is more plausible than in what I would consider a science-based reality. I mean, I guess it is science-based or can be.
Well, it could, but like
They couldn't
No, that's what it
pinpoint it,
is.
but-
Like we've already found that out. Like the dude said it was a virus or whatever it was, right? Like the dude in the CDC thing.
Right.
I mean,
I
it wasn't a complete explanation, but it was something.
It feels like that's it almost the very fact that there are zombies feels a little.
And I know that some
see what I'm
people
saying?
that
Like,
are
puts you in a
religious, I know
world
that
where-
neither one of us are, but like some people that are religious and do believe wholeheartedly in that stuff would perceive it that way. I would imagine.
Right?
So yeah,
That, like,
I guess.
this sort of
But then, like,
reinforces it. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, but at that point you're like,
Everybody just looks for what they want to back
Yeah.
up their own already made
I
conclusions.
understand that, but like, but while this is going on, you're like, okay, I do believe in God, but what kind of a God would do this?
right.
Would be my next question.
Well, of course. I mean, yeah, it's like, was it set up in such a way that everything had to be fucked up so horrendously that it would finally, look, I'm going to make all these people. The only way that it could be a race-ending thing is if these 500 factors all happen together, and then we just figure out a way to do it as humans, and then, you know what I mean? Like if all these, sure, all these chess pieces could go in a terrible direction, but I'm just going to put them here lined up and see what they do. And then humanity,
Feels like we're close to that in real life,
right? Oh, I was talking about real life. Sorry.
Oh yeah, okay, that's it. All right.
So,
Kind of thought you were.
let's see. So then, we see the little boy that turned out to be the blonde kid's brother. The blonde kid that got killed?
The little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that already.
I just forgot that he was his little brother.
Right.
And like when he said that, he's like, I got to find the people who killed my brother. It was like, oh, fuck. This is his story to a degree now. He gets to, like...
He's part of the kingdom.
Right. But it's interesting to think now, like, he now has his life's goal is to fuck these people up.
Yeah, but who would be able to tell him? No. Who would be able to tell him that was the long-haired, skinny dude? Like, who would tell him that was the guy that shot him? Does he know that? Like, he wouldn't know who that was, would he?
No, he would probably try to get somebody
And
to,
like one of the only people that
or
knew,
just kill all of them.
I
and
guess
then
the king would know.
if they were all
Ezekiel
dead
would know.
in an Aaron from Attack on Titan kind of way, if all of them are dead, he wants to kill all of them. And if they're all dead, then he got the one that killed
He got
us.
the one.
Just a thought. I don't
Right.
know, maybe.
It's a little dark, but
So, right. So Carol ends up giving him a gun and letting him come with.
Right.
Let's see. Carl and Sadiq, they kill some walkers for Sadiq's mom. R.I.P.
it gets
Sadiq's
a little
mom.
close for comfort there.
Yeah. He gets overpowered a nearly bit, and then he ends up killing him. And he says he's responsible for Sadiq now. And sometimes kids have to find their own way to show their parents the way.
Right.
Kind of interesting. Let's see. Oh, okay, so Michonne and Rosita, they sneak into a warehouse. Michonne accidentally kicks a ball.
Obviously.
And they start shooting at him.
It
Rosita
seemed like
finds
that'd
a
be more
smoke
likely to be
grenade.
more Rosita than Michonne. Michonne's like a fucking ninja. Like, how
Right,
would
but
she
she's
make that
damaged,
mistake?
dude.
Yeah, they both are.
Rosita finds some smoke grenades, and someone's whistling like Negan. It's probably Negan because they're all
Again,
Negan.
one of the things that's in the playbook.
Yeah, just do the...
Like all these people kind of do that sort of thing.
Yeah. Rosita has an RPG, and she blows the guy up with it. It was awesome. Like, what did you think when that came on? Like, when she was pointing it at him, did you think she was going to launch it into his chest?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's because he was a red shirt.
Okay,
If
yeah.
it would have
fair
been
enough.
like a somebody we'd met before.
like Simon or something?
Yeah, if it was like no. But like yeah. Well, no, if it was Simon, yes.
Like,
yes,
that'd be a
that's a
fitting
good way
death.
for him to go.
Yeah.
Being disintegrated by
But
RPG.
holy shit. That was awesome, that explosion. No?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it before. Like, it wasn't the first time I've seen something like that.
Oh, well,
Like,
yeah, you play games.
It was it was a movie called Red.
Okay.
And it was a scene that made me laugh out loud. Like,
yeah.
Hysterical.
Okay.
Like John Malkovich steps around the corner with a grenade launcher like that. Just boom! When the guy just explodes like that. Just disintegrates into pieces. And I like literally was like, ha ha! Like, it's a horrible thing to laugh at like that. But like, that's a great movie, by the way. I've never seen it.
So the girl ends up taking off in a truck with speakers making the noise they heard until Daryl smashes into them with a garbage truck, and they were going to try to lure the walkers away from the sanctuary, which makes perfect sense. That's really the only play they have. Try to get the walkers away from there.
That was a woman driving that truck, too, that Daryl just got out of the car and executed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she deserved it. But, I mean, as Michonne said, that was really fucking close. Like, if they had done that, they could have lost.
Gotten away.
If they had gotten away just then, but if they hadn't been there altogether, they would have done it.
Do you think that was to free up the sanctuary, or do you think that was to lure a horde towards Alexandria?
It was
or something like
absolutely to go to the sanctuary and lure all of them away so that they could get out and re-secure the place.
Right.
I'm positive it was that. So now they stopped him from doing that, luckily.
Well, yeah, they destroyed it. Yeah. It was a cool little setup, though, they had.
Right.
Like, dude, I'm sorry, man. You don't just stack a bunch of speakers. Like, there's a lot of wiring involved in that.
Oh, right. That would have taken a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go to the
Too
kingdom.
bad the guy that did it just, he didn't get to see it get knocked over by a garbage truck. He was in pieces all over that warehouse.
Right. Well, okay, so Daryl and Tara show Michonne and Rosita the compound, or the sanctuary, and Daryl wants to end it now, and he's like, "Let's just go end it now." Fucking idiot! Come on, dude.
I can do what? Just go in and
I don't know,
find
but
Negan?
that was the end of their story for the episode, so we don't know. The last thing is, the
last time we see Morgan, he was just walking off into the woods, right?
Right.
Okay.
He knew he wasn't right.
So he's going to show up somewhere.
And then Rick, she marks an A kind of a thing with a little...
It was like an X.
It was like at the top, it was like an A with a little accent mark off the top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a weird little...
It was like making a short 7 and then making it an A. It was weird.
Okay.
So I assume that means something in terms of what to do with Rick.
Right.
And that was the last we saw of Rick. The other storyline was in the kingdom, Carol's about to shoot the door to see Ezekiel, but it's not locked. And he says he can't do what she wants him to do. He's holding on to the empty chain, which I would say it is not really much different from when he was acting before with the CGI.
No. Yeah, right.
Well, except they probably had somebody in a green screen. Or in a green man outfit. So
the tiger was all CG? Like they didn't use a real tiger for any of those shots? No, I mean
for any of those shots.
I think that's pretty good CGI tiger,
right.
if that was the case.
Exactly. It was well done.
I mean, that's like Disney level CGI, if that's the case. I mean, are you sure they didn't green screen the tiger?
Positive.
Have a trainer come in
tiger
and film the tiger screens with a trained professional, and then film the people with the empty chain, and then put them together. Like they didn't do it like that.
Tiger. Yeah.
I mean, that's really fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Like some of the best. Like that's up there with Game of Thrones, if that's the case.
Right. No way. That's like Once Upon a Time level.
What is?
Have you ever seen Once Upon a Time?
No, that's terrible.
Fucking worst CGI
so
ever.
Bad. In green screen work, it's bad.
And I loved the first season of that show.
I loved only the first season.
It was so garbage after that.
It turned into a dumpster fire after that.
A nightmare.
It is a dumpster fire full of Disney characters.
It's still going on.
That's incredible.
I mean, once they added the Frozen characters, I love that. The best part is this: when they started that show, Frozen didn't even exist.
Right. So they had to shoehorn it in there somewhere because of the Disney popularity thing.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, you're right. The first season of that show was good.
It was really good.
It's garbage. And then the little spin-off they tried to do, did you ever see that?
It wasn't as bad as...
Oh, dude.
You didn't like it at all?
It was terrible.
Yeah?
Dude, when I saw
the Wonderland
Saeed
or whatever
floating on the magic carpet, I was like...
Who?
Saeed.
Oh.
Naveen Andrews.
Yeah.
Floating on the magic carpet, dressed as Jafar. I was just like, yeah, no, this is a tire fire. I'm done with this.
Why?
I know it's terrible. And that, when they add, I don't
that
even
was like
know
Alice.
how.
It was like a
I have
Wonderland,
no idea.
right?
Yes, it was something to do with Alice in Wonderland. I have no idea how they shoehorned the Frozen characters in because I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch either.
So I don't know how they fit him in there or not. But yeah, worst idea ever. And last I saw Jen and them watching, I thought I saw like the Little Mermaid, like Ariel and
Okay, I'm back in.
like how many characters can you possibly
all
fit?
of them?
It's ridiculous.
For a season, Captain Hook, like they did do all those
God,
people.
that guy.
Okay, sorry, total tangent there. Back to stuff that people watching this give a shit about. At the Kingdom, okay. So, King says he's been playing a part despite knowing the stakes were people's lives, and he's just like, I can't smile anymore. She asked him why he came
We
to
get it,
visit
it's
her.
an act. We know, like,
right.
Snap out of it, dude.
But but the act got those people killed. If he hadn't been doing that, he's thinking...
If he hadn't been so arrogant.
That, well, no, not even just then. In general, if he had never taken on the role of King Ezekiel, maybe for sure they would not have died then.
Yeah, but then there wouldn't be the kingdom. He wouldn't have brought all these people together in the community. He did do something good. Like,
that's the other
I'm sorry.
side of it.
Like, this is war. I'm not mad at King Ezekiel. Are you? I mean, like,
mad at him? No. He just looked like he had realized.
I get the
what
ramifications of what happened,
yeah.
and I get the personal grief that's going on. Like it's his fault,
right? But
or he sees it that way. But this is war, man. Again, I hate to go back to that thing, but this is what when you gathered those people together and put armor on them and gave them all weapons. That was a risk you were taking,
right? And
you got careless.
Yeah.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't. You should have secured the compound before standing out. First of all, if you're at war and you just got done with a battle or whatever it might be,
never stand out.
Standing out in the open is never a good idea.
So she ends up asking why he came to visit her, and he ends up saying because she makes him feel real. Is this? I mean, is that what I think it means? Like he's in love with her? Like is that where this is going? I
think so.
And she acknowledged it
I
by
didn't see
crying?
It. I didn't really see it up until this point. But yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to be an item.
Okay.
King Ezekiel
but
and
he
his,
makes her
and his
or she makes
queen.
him feel real. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be that. Not a fiction. And she goes, you are real.
But she obviously has some sort of
kingdom.
feelings because she hasn't let out like emotionally like that in forever, man.
He says she could lead them, and she's like, nah, you inspired them to build this place. If you can't be the king, then do what you do best and play the part. And Carol's no longer bothered that she has to act every day. You know, she's just like, this is just the way it is now. So, I mean, that's basically, we covered the episode. Now, a little bit of viewer feedback here. So, I got this one last week. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm enjoying, it said J&J. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Jay and Jack.
Oh.
But yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm enjoying your Walking Dead podcast. I like how you keep the discussion going while not shying away from mentioning the ridiculous aspects. One thing that always has bothered me is how their weapons have endless ammo.
Was it The Walking Dead I was watching? Yeah, it was. Like somebody was just like pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, come on, it's a revolver.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
It's a revolver. Yeah. So that was from Jeff.
Yeah.
And somebody else said, I mean, any other ridiculous aspects, of the show that you can think of?
I mean, like, we're in a day and age where social media and people on Twitter and just people on the internet are paying attention to fucking details.
Yeah.
See, if you're a content producer, like on that level, you can't fuck shit up like that. People are watching. People are paying attention. They'll be like, yeah, that's a 9mm. It only has 18 rounds.
No, you need
he
to
shot
count.
23 rounds with that bullet. That's not like people watch that shit. They actually do. Like, I'm not saying that I watch.
I don't know
detail
that they
blatant,
would
but like,
really let that change what they would do. But yes, I'm with you on it should make sense.
It absolutely should make sense.
It shouldn't be.
Like
I mean, I get someone might
it's
nitpick,
zombies,
but yeah.
we are still grounded in a world that was our world before.
You know what, dude?
it
I'm
turned
going to
into
go
that.
back to it is a science-based everything.
It is, man.
It's not a supernatural thing.
No.
It just feels supernatural because it's something.
See, I
coming
don't
back
think
from the
anything.
dead.
I don't take. I have never looked at this show that way. Just like the discussion we had on our Game of Thrones podcast about the magic and how you had never looked at certain things magically like that, or like to be magical,
or
but
levels of magic.
Like this right here, I've never looked at it in a scientific manner or in a religious.
Well, no, not religious. I was just saying that it felt like something. I mean, if you want to say magic, something in that sense is happening, and therefore maybe then religion is more plausible. That was all I was meaning,
I totally understand where you're coming from on that. I totally get it, but I've never really looked at it like that.
But I think you're right.
But I get, like, you made me see it from another side right there. Like, my whole thing is, like, if that actually happened, there's no way I would believe in any kind of religion or God or anything like that. If that shit was going on in our, like, right now, if we were experiencing the zombie apocalypse,
there's everything.
no way that there's, like, God wouldn't even cross my mind at that point.
Okay.
But the way you look at it, like you said, like certain people that are religious would perceive it as the dead rising, people coming from the dead. Like
everybody would figure. People would say that America is great again. I'm telling you, like people would figure out a way to say anything to justify their own beliefs, no matter what happens. The same thing happens in the world, and 3 different groups just justify their own bullshit with it, and say, oh well, but this aspect of it, that's what people do. They look for their own points of view and figure out ways to extrapolate stuff to it. Well, but then you just extrapolate the pieces of the thing, the factual thing. You extrapolate little pieces and go, well, this justifies my point of view, so I'm going to pay attention to that and blow that piece up. You know what I mean? It's just. Okay, so hey guys, big fans, yada yada. What is your guys' opinion about the possibility that since the backlash AMC got from the season 7 opener and its brutality, the Glenn and Abraham killing, do you feel like they're toning down on the human non-zombie violence, or on the same side of that coin, do you feel that maybe they shot and edited some scenes particularly carefully in order to not create the same backlash on some scenes? Jerry killing Jeffrey Dahmer. That's better than Barb. He definitely looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. The dude that Jerry cut in half.
Oh right, okay.
It was way more Jeffrey Dahmer than Barb.
That was brutal as fuck, man.
Right, but the way they shot it, like you didn't see it wide shot. You know what I mean? You saw just like
I don't know, man.
It split.
There's been some pretty good neck stabs.
Yeah,
like.
Daryl killing Fat Joey, and do you think this is a bad thing, good thing, or who cares? Like, that's all part of the question.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
Do you feel like they've toned it down?
Yeah, if you really want to get technical,
but because of that, you think maybe?
Yeah,
it's possible,
dude. You can never put it past the suits. The people that are in charge of all of this shit,
right?
Who like the people that create this content, they have bosses,
right?
At AMC who tell them yes or no on certain things. They let them get away with a lot, but
wouldn't they be regretting it now if they did that? I don't know, man,
because
the ratings are as low as
I was just going to say, if you really want to get technical, I would almost say yes, because I'll tell you what, that episode of Walking Dead, that season 7 episode 1, that was about as like gut wrenching as television as there gets to me. Like,
okay,
I like when he was like going to make Rick cut off Carl's arm. Like, I mean, like, dude, like I like stood up, paused the show, and like had to walk around the room and like collect myself because I was not sure if that wasn't going to not happen.
Yeah,
at that point, like they had me believing, like, holy shit, the way this show goes. But Carl could be short a fucking eye and a fucking arm.
Right.
Like, this is like how this could be a thing. Like of course then it didn't happen, but like that was intense shit, man. Like, to me it toned down after that. Like, I never got that feeling again.
I don't know if it's this. I don't know, man. That wonder makes the possibility, I think, makes the show so much better. The possibility that shit could happen to Carl. That he could get his arm.
He lost an eye. He lost. I mean, like,
I don't know.
Carl's been through some shit.
I mean, to anybody, like,
he got shot in the fucking eye, man.
I don't know. So have they toned down in general the violence on people? I mean, they did just shoot all those people with 50 calibers.
Dude, I was just saying, like, all those people got mowed down out there. They went in
but
to
person on person. Yeah.
compound where they pulled up with the never-ending gunfight in the front. Like, they killed all kind of people out there.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Now, is he saying, like, graphic violence?
I
It's
think
like,
he's
okay, we
saying
see somebody shoot
literally
somebody,
human
pop,
on
you
human.
see somebody shoot, he gets killed, blah, blah, blah. Or is he talking about visceral,
I think
knife
that's
to
what
the
he
neck,
meant.
fucking...
Yeah. I think what he meant is like distressing.
I'll tell you what, if you want that kind of shit, watch the fucking Punisher. That shit was violent.
Yeah.
As violent as it fucking gets, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was some fucking stabs, some fucking brutal fucking killings in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eye push in shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Oberyn type shit. It was fucking... That show was excellent.
Yeah.
Punisher's must watch.
I mean, we're done with this anyway. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that
yeah.
was from Hayden in England. Thanks for watching all the way
for sure.
over in
Thank you.
England. Yeah, we'll be back next week to talk more Walking Dead.
More feedback, please.
What do you, TWD with Joel and Jeremy at gmail.com, or this is how to watch TV.
Yeah, I
at
enjoy
gmail.com.
answering the questions and even just opening up new discussion points that we maybe not have thought of, you know?
Fuck, what was I just asking you? Oh, yeah, what else do you recommend then that people watch? Any suggestions?
Oh,
You said the Punisher?
The Punisher on Netflix was... It is related to the other Netflix Marvel series, Daredevil, Jessica
Not the
Jones.
movies?
No, that's all related too. Yes, it's all Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay, so it is part
yes,
of it. They're
absolutely.
just lesser things.
They're
It's not deserving.
Dude, it's almost just like the comic books, man. The comic books were the big comic books were the Avengers, the X-Men, you know, those were the big names. And then there were the lesser names, the little cult followings like the Punisher, Deadpool, characters like that.
Okay.
It's almost just like that. Daredevil is another one. They made those characters, they gave them television shows on Netflix, which is, those blow the ABC ones out of the water. The Agents of
Netflix
S.H.I.E.L.D.
ones?
The Netflix ones are Netflix series. They're not ABC series.
So there's cussing.
There's cussing, not F-bombs per se. There's a couple F-bombs in Punisher.
Well, that sounds like it would be more of a rated R
not
series.
like that, but like little. But dude, out of those series, Daredevil season 1 and season 2 were good. I never finished Jessica Jones. It was kind of boring to me. I fell asleep. The Defenders was okay, which was...
Did you watch Luke Cage?
I did. Luke Cage was pretty good. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and
you
Daredevil.
loved Iron Fist. I remember you saying that was
Iron
your
Fist
favorite of
terrible.
all of the movies
I don't
you've
know
ever
why I
seen
didn't
or
like that one.
shows.
But then the Punisher, man, they really came back strong. I don't know if it's all the same producers or whatever, but the Marvel Netflix cinematic series, The Punisher, was fantastic. And dude, Attack on Titan.
I mean, Jesus, we're just in the midst of season 2 of Attack on Titan, and holy
for fuck's
shit,
sake, man!
It's so
it's out of our box. This is a Japanese anime show.
I've never watched anime at all, but I mean, seriously, when I brought that over yesterday, but just before the opening credits, we're like, what? Just before the opening credits, I'm not going to spoil anything, but just before the opening credits of the first episode of season 2, it's like...
Yeah, I mean,
mind blown. It's craziness. I mean, the show's so good.
That show, like the story wise,
it's not like fun per se.
No, dude,
but it's riveting.
It is riveting, and it's got a great story, and it does, like you say, it pushes all the buttons, all the shit that we're looking for in a television show.
Yeah,
like the mystery, the callbacks, attention to detail,
meaning stuff. Yes.
It really does hit all those buttons for and for it to be translated from a different language is really good too. Like they do a good job of making all that shit make sense because different languages and stuff like that and can be perceived in different ways and translated in different ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Japanese is an extremely tough language from what I understand. Like I imagine that translation isn't necessarily easy, and to get to a certain point or a talking point is not the same. So kudos to the translators, because we're watching it in English. I know it's a lot of hardcore anime fans like to watch in Japanese with the subtitles.
I want to blend the two versions together because reading the opening credit lyrics is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
but they don't have it in the English version. It doesn't have the subtitles.
I think that comes down to translation. Like when you read that sentence, like we wouldn't say things in that order, but it's just
probably literal translation.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
It's like the difference between English. You'd say the White House here, but you'd say the house is white here,
right?
But in there you'd say Blanca Casa. You say, or you know,
Right,
what I mean?
I get what you mean. It's just a different dialect.
Kind of the opposite. Anyway, yeah.
But I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there. I mean, really, just check anything that scrubs your buttons or that pushes your buttons. Watch it and suggest it to us. We're more than welcome. More than open to.
Yeah,
because what we do is watch TV. So, I mean, like anything, I'm down to watch anything. Right now, like you brought that Attack on Titan over, and I'm super.
Like I want to watch it right
like
now.
I was at work all day today. Like I want to go home and watch Attack on Titan. Like no kidding. Like
yeah, because I'm definitely gonna start over the whole series now.
I think I want to too because it does it picks up right where it left off. It's not like some shows where you get like a nice little time jump. Like where have we been for the past?
You
4
have to
months?
leave. You got to go somewhere, don't you? I was gonna say because I want to watch. I'd like to watch the next episode with you if you were gonna watch it, but we're not.
I'm gonna go home and watch it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be back next week.
I'm not leaving. Jenna wants to go somewhere. She wants to go watch volleyball. Watch Kenzie play volleyball.
Well, then wait for me.
Okay.
I'll come smoke you out or something. Okay. We'll talk to you next week because.
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.